There is disappointing news that I'm very happy about in my QuickBooks to FreshBooks transition. I have the parts for my grandson's laptop to put it back together, so we can do that today. Some strange things about
DougBot said I'm
Microsoft,
working here.
about PIN numbers and Copilot that I discovered only this morning. So what are we going to what all are we going to get to? I don't know. I have confirmation on my audio and SpeakerBot. So hello to everybody. And I'm getting used to a little different setup. I've lowered all my monitors. So I'm wondering if my eyes look, when I'm looking at my monitors, if my eyes look like they're, I don't know, half asleep or closed or something. All right. So this part that came in, I wasn't expecting it till this coming week, but it came in. So here we go. And for those of you who are always watching out for me, I have already redacted my address and phone number. And I see here my head's kind of cut off. Well, all right, not cut off, but can't see the top of it when I'm up close. Let's see. So if I go away, I stay pretty much centered. Yeah, that's because the camera's right at eye level. I think that's what I want. Hello to everybody in chat. I see you all saying hello to each other's. And let's see, this one, I somehow move that this way. I wonder if it's going to be upside down or right side up. Let's push it way up because this is a big box. Then a button. Here a button, there a button, everywhere a button. I wonder if there's anything else on my desk. Confidential. No. Yeah, and see, address is redacted. So, oh, you know what? Before I go to this, $45 for the replacement part. I did order it, not quite after the show. I ordered it the next day, I think on Sunday. But then I was wondering, am I gonna return the one that came that wasn't right? I said, all right, I'll go return it. But then, let's see. Oh, this doesn't say it right here, but well, you can see this. They did refund the money already, and where do I have a place that I can show you the thing that I was surprised about? That was from Dell, so I went to return it to Dell. No, I don't have that saved anymore. But anyway, so it asked for the reasons, right? So they've got these list of reasons, and none of them really fit. So I said other. I don't want an explanation for other. So I said it's the wrong part. The most unlikely I ordered the wrong part. The most unlikely justification for a refund. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's not. But anyway, they said, okay, you don't need to return the part. We'll refund your money. So I didn't have to bother with boxing it up and taking it away to shipping. That was nice because nobody pays my time to go do that when I could be billing my time to a client for something else. So anyway, I haven't actually looked to see if I got full refund. I think that seems about right. Yeah, let's get back here to this one. Let's see, is that thing up? That is upside down. Now, it doesn't make a difference to you now, but I'm gonna flip this over 180 degrees because I like my hands to come from the bottom of the screen. So I did open the box already, and I looked for these mounting holes to see that they're in the correct position. And I did figure out how I ordered the wrong part. I ordered the wrong part based upon we had gotten to a link on Dell's website that was specific to the service tag for the computer. But the back cover that we're looking at was silver. Down at the bottom of that page, they had, other related items, right? And one of them was black. Well, I clicked on that, but that wasn't still associated with the same service tag number. So that's how I wound up getting the wrong one. And I guess I assumed that the alternatives at the bottom of that screen were for the same service tag number, which is not a reasonable assumption, not at all. I think probably what happened is I was doing 6 things at the same time and just wanted to get it done. And so that's how that happened, I think. Now, let's get this computer over here. And something else I ordered. I don't know if anyone has said this. Was there something else that I was going to need to replace that? I think maybe somebody did, but what other element was I going to need to replace this screen? Let's see if you can remember. So here's the wrong part, and you can see how those mounting holes are not right. Well, maybe you can see. It's kind of hard to see through that plastic.
Read chat, please.
That's reflective. Zvi says, "Oh, and I thought it was because of me." Well, you know what, Zvi? I think you gave me the link to the back plate that was silver, and I rejected it because it was silver, and then I didn't get the right one. So I think that's on me. But could I blame it half on you because you took me to the link that wasn't quite the right
Read
one?
chat, please.
Yeah, I don't know. But you were very helpful. I'm just having fun with you. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's a clear part number. Doman says some adhesive strips. That's it, Mars Man. The what do they call it? Stretch and pull, something like that. So was Marsman the first one there? Let's go do points. There's Marsman. Because he got that question right. And Zvi Manor was so helpful in that whole thing. I'm going to throw him some points. I think maybe I didn't give him the points that he deserved back then, but then here's this. That's the service tag of the computer. So yeah, that's the right one. I wonder if and this is from Parts People. I think that's the name of the company. I don't recall that the other one had such a number. No, it did not, because here's the bag for it. No, indeed. So I am very much liking how that turned out. And there were also, let's see, where was that at? Oh, here. See there? I was about to show this letter. I don't have to redact their address. Yeah, that looks good. I think we're good to go. Good to go on camera. Is this on autofocus still? Yeah, it is. From last night. That's interesting. It's not focused all the way through the, well, it does if I move it that way. Dear Doug, I just want to let you know that we are glad to have you as a Parts People customer, and we appreciate your business. If you have any questions about your laptop parts you purchased, please call us. If you need your laptop repaired or a part installed, we have a Dell laptop service department that specializes in repairing Dell notebooks exclusively. Please keep us in mind for your future Dell laptop computer needs. Thanks again for choosing the Parts People. Nathan Morgan, founder and CEO, personally wrote that letter to me. Wow. Impressive. Oops, I gotta have this on camera when I'm going through here, right? This knife is so dull. How dull is the knife, Doug? It is so dull that it doesn't cut well. Gee, that was clever. Not. Okay. It's got a clear plastic covering there and protecting. It's got the Wi-Fi antennas taped. Guess what I'm saying there? It's nicely packaged. And then, yeah, here you can see the difference in the mounting points. That was the wrong one that I got because I ordered it wrong from Dell. And I didn't have the actual part number for this piece when we ordered that from Dell. And it's the part number. Oh, it's not the service tag. 08WNY. That's not the service tag. That's the part number for the actual back. And we didn't have that because when we ordered that, I had not removed the screen from the back plate. And then if we had done that, which one of these numbers would have been identified by the part number? When I was looking over this more closely, I discovered, this one down here, turn that around so it's right side up for you, even though it's too small to see. It says DP/N. So Dell parts /N, and then has the number. I'm going to see how well this autofocus does if I do this. I think that's even too close for a manual focus. There it goes. That's not bad. Of course, I'm all shaking. So the thing that I would need to do is put this on set this on something so it can be stable. All right. Now, I got to get the laptop out here. We'll set that aside. Oh, let's show the adhesive strips. Does not have my address on it. Yeah, that's how they came packaged. And I think I used an AI to tell me what are these called, because I didn't know how to even order them. I think I described what it was to the AI or gave it a picture, and then it told me what they're called, and I searched for that, and it was simple. Here we go. Let's see. Does this checking? No address. Right. Okay. So $5 for this package of strips. Double-sided tape for LED pull, black pull tab stretch tape. That's not quite the search term that I use for it. Pull tab stretch tape. That might have been what the AI told me it's called. And Greg M says D/PN equals Dell part number. All right. So next time, if there's going to be a next time, I'll know to go after the part number. I know you already knew that. Okay. I'd already shown you the bezel. Gotta get the laptop out here, then we'll bring the camera back on. Here's the screen. Oh, I haven't completely separated the screen from the old back panel. Well, that's a little bit more to do. So you think I'll leave that way? All right. You know, I could do those adjustments in studio mode instead of making you seasick. Yeah, see, this is still got the wires connected. The new one, I think I have to use these wires. Oh, and all of this assembly up here has to be transferred over. Wi-Fi antenna is in place. Is there anything over here? Got that same mounting corner. Let's see, that's showing wires coming out here. But I think the wires actually exit through here. Now, something I hadn't considered. How does this wire some kind of adhesive? I did not get any kind of adhesive for that. Get this on camera. You know what, I'm gonna make an adjustment to the camera so it stops trying to auto change things. So turn off the white balance and focus and exposure. So we'll just stay consistent and stop trying to change for my jacket.
Read chat, please.
Zvi says you will only need 10% of the adhesive strips. You need to use only 2 of them. So I could use those adhesive strips to attach this. Is that what you're saying? Exclamation mark Y. How does this come out?
No way.
Well, he says no, that's not what he meant. I'm not sure what your point was for that then. Or is it just a comment? What's holding it in? I bet it just clips in. 1, 2, 3. ADP cable. Guess ADP. So it's showing where the cable is supposed to run. All right. Oh, that's fascinating. Yeah. Got that all marked on this silver piece. 1, 2, 3. I did not look for any videos for this. Somebody came up with a video last week that showed the pull tape things. You see, I'm looking to see if any of those look like they're clips that would, where it would snap out. I'm certain it's a lot easier than the way I'm approaching it, but it would also be easy, I think, to damage it if I do it wrong. All right. See if I can find that video from last week. I can go up in the upper left corner. There's a 3-bar menu in YouTube. You can go to History. If you haven't discovered this in your own YouTube experiences, then you can scroll down through all of your history and see the previous days. So if I scroll all the way down to the previous Saturday, which would not be labeled as Saturday, it is labeled as January 3rd, then I'm going to see the videos that I had accessed on January 3rd. You should be able to find that. Yeah, there it is. See, down here is the January 2nd section. So kind of early in January 3rd was these videos here. So if you're ever trying to find a video that you had watched on YouTube, this history thing is real useful for that. Okay. So let's see if they show here. Dealing with that camera. Let's see. I think the camera's already gone. Is it? Yeah, I think the camera's already gone there. Well, now wait a minute. No, here's the wire. Okay, there's the wire. The wire's still there. Oh, you know what? I don't think this person was replacing the back plate. I think this person was just replacing with a new screen. So he didn't have to swap the camera. That's not going to help. Right. Okay. Go to plan B. I'm replacing the back panel on a Dell laptop computer, and I need to transfer the camera from the old back plate to the new back plate. Can you give me some guidance on doing that, or can you find me a YouTube link or a website link for how to remove the camera mechanism from the old back plate so that I can install it on the new one? I have no idea how good of a job this is going to do. All right, I have a little bit of an idea, but I don't know. I have not tried it. It didn't even occur to me to look at this and see what else I might need to do, because I've been busy with doing other stuff. Oh, here we go. The new one is definitely possible, but the difficulty depends entirely on the specific Dell model. Camera is a separate small module glued to the back cover for Dell XPS. or newer Infinity. Camera's often fused into the display. If you have a plastic bezel, yeah, we had that. Remove that. Locate the camera. That wasn't hard to do. Disconnect the cable. Remove the camera module. So the ribbon cable, extremely fragile plastic tool to gently remove it. So I was contemplating that as we've been going here, because this looks like it's a connector that I can remove it from this end. I don't know if it lifts up or if it pulls out, but it just looks to me like this whole unit should be able to come up with that cable intact. Wouldn't that be nice? Tip, use a hairdryer on low heat to warm the back of the lid behind where the camera sits, 30-60 seconds to soften the glue. Use a plastic spudger or credit card to gently slice under the camera board to lift it. Do not bend the circuit board, because I started to apply a little bit of pressure to see if it would kind of bend out, like it would flex up from the middle. Apply a new thin double-sided tape or reuse the old sticky residue. Video. Since I don't have your exact model number, parts people, well, why not? Bought it from them. Okay, we could go look at that. Speed reading. Now I got a variety of tweezers around here. If you can reply with your Dell model number. All right, let's see if you can do that. Claim you can do that? It was, isn't it Inspiron 3511, 3511? Yeah, I think it was 35. It's Inspiron, all right. I don't think they actually put that number very clearly. We can get it from the service tag. It might be on that. I'm pretty sure it's 3511. So I'm going to let that search run a little bit, and then I think I get also the same history thing with yeah, this is okay to show. With Chrome, go to history, and then go to history here. Yeah, I'm going to take it off because there are some client-specific things possibly. But then scroll down that, and I should be able to get all the way back to Saturday, because things are organized by date. So I can find websites that I went to on Saturday last week. It's January 5th. Scrolling further, scroll down to the bottom and read some more in. Lots of stuff. Just you do too much stuff, Doug. Yeah, so here's a bunch of stuff. Saturday, January 3rd. There's the Descartes, Inspiron. Oh, the times. You even get the times. So let's get down to showtime. And what I'm looking for is what? Oh, manuals. 3511. That's it right there. That confirms it. Oh, 3511. Is that what I told it? It is. All right. It's one of the easier modern laptops to repair. You do not have fused glass screen. The hardest part of the job is the camera itself. It's rerouting the antenna and camera cables through the hinges. Take a picture of the hinge area before you pull those cables out. Too late. Wireless antenna cables and camera. I don't think they're that hard. If you don't route them exactly the same way in the new cover, agreed with that. Move the bezel. Careful. Screen panel, done that. You need the screen out of the way to comfortably peel the camera cable off the back. Unplug the tiny ribbon cable from the camera board. It pulls straight back out. All right. Hair dryer. So I'm going to have to go upstairs to get the hair dryer. Use a flat plastic tool to slide under the camera board. Do not bend the board.
Read chat, please.
Transfer to new cover. All right. Savim Norris found a YouTube video, it looks like, that is similar to my model. Let's see. Oh, I lost today's show. Is it back here? No. Let's go find today's show because it's gone. That's muted. Let's pause it and then pop out chat. There we go. That's some ninja work there, Zvi. So I'm going to give you points. Oh, I could type. The boy does not know how to type. And then right click, new tab. It's muted. Get rid of that speech to text thing. Oh, it's parts people. See, it's got, looks like it's going for it there. Yeah. Okay, so there, you're not telling, I know you're having difficulty when I'm backing up there. So this is already disconnected here. So I'm going backwards now. Oh, there's where he's disconnecting that. So I'm going back another 10 seconds, 5 seconds, whatever the left arrow key is. And then I'm going to slow it down because they've got this thing sped up so much. Spacebar stops it right there. So yeah, wow, just pulling it with his fingers. That's like too easy. That's not like too easy. It is too easy. Okay, there we go. He's taking that off, same way I did it. And now, well, look at that. That looked like it was already lifted. Did he not show it? Doesn't this left side here, left as we're looking at it, doesn't that look like it's already lifted up? I'm not sure. Now, 0.25 speed. See, when he put his thumb on it, it moved. And he's got a spudger tool. And it looks like it's already up. I don't trust that a whole lot. I don't think they showed me everything there. Okay, so let's try. I really don't like pulling on wires to disconnect something. I'm going to get some tweezers. Let's get something here. A couple of those guys. I think maybe this, oh, these are the ones I was looking for. I got another box of this kind of stuff in my car.
Read chat please.
Are those what are called ZIF connectors? Zero insertion force, ZIFF, zero insertion force something or other. I don't think so because it doesn't have a flap. I think those would have a locking mechanism, but this looked like there was some force to that, I thought. So calling it zero insertion force doesn't make sense. I want to go take another look at that. Because I want to be inefficient about how much time I spend on repairing a laptop. Yeah, right. Okay, so he's just grabbing that, but I'm not real comfortable with, are they really showing all their work? Now, I'm looking real close, and let's make this bigger. Looking real close at this plastic here, there's no kind of lever or latch that's lifted, but the right around here, there's an extra plastic piece, like there is a plastic, what do I want to say, piece that's actually on the wire. Let's, oh, you know what? Let me do studio mode and adjust the camera position to give you and me a better view. When I get a camera down there like this, it gives me a better view. I'm going to put my toolbox underneath it to raise it a little bit. And then I'm going to have to fix the focus. Let's put that big screen over here. Right click on the camera, choose properties, choose configure video, and turn focus to automatic for a moment. See if it fixes it. Pretty good. Yeah, I'll accept that. And then transition, turn studio mode off. So see this? There's a little black piece right there. It looks like a piece that's inserted into a socket, which makes me think that gripping it there and waddling it out might be effective. Yeah, I think it's coming. I don't like this on so many levels. Yeah, it occurs to me using these tweezers, I'm putting a lot of pressure on the point of contact. Whereas with my fingers, the contact would be more spread out on the wire. And in either case,
Read chat please.
I would be using a similar amount of pressure against that's pulling on the wire. Greg M says I would just pry up the camera and leave the cable attached. Yeah, I'm very attracted to that. Now that I got it out a little bit, I think I got it out a little bit. Can I push back in? Because I'm real concerned about what's it going to be like to put it back in. All right, so to do that, I think I'm going to go get that, maybe go get that hair dryer, but I'll try a little bit of prying first. If it gives way, then we might be okay, because apparently it's just adhesive. I don't want to bend the board. And this 1, 2, 3, I wonder if that is glue points or lift points. Oh, wow. That slipped under there real easy. I'll bet that's what that means. It's 1, 2, and 3. Those are lift points. That's feeling good. I can see this sheeting is trying to pull up with it. This is feeling good. Do you feel it? This side's all up, is completely up.
Read chat please.
You can use alcohol to remove. Oh. Yeah, I can see that this is stuck to the bottom right in this area here. That is coming. Is coming. We're good. Something's not free yet, but it's really close. Ah, I see. The whole adhesive strip was sticking to the camera side, which I kind of want that, don't I? I should be lifting the adhesive off of that foil. Keep the adhesive on the camera. There you can see the adhesive, because the adhesive might be reusable. All right. think I'm satisfied with that. Yeah, no reason to take that wire out. Okay. Let's get the camera back. Let's see. Get it up out of the way a little bit. Too loose. Why is that so loose? All right. Making adjustments to the camera. That should be in focus. Nothing else to take off here, right? I wonder if I can confirm that 1, 2, and 3, that those are indeed lift points.
Read chat please.
Yeah, I don't see the significance of calling those lift points, but it might be. That last read chat, have you had any more crashes on Big Beast since last Saturday? No. No. I have had crashes with Big Beast a while ago, but that one on Saturday, that was different than any others that I have encountered. And don't have any more information about what happened. All right, so see what happens if I just press it in place. Well, that's kind of sticking there. It's not bad. Just double check the mounting points to make sure I'm working with the right one. I think that's going to be okay because I think the bezel is going to additionally secure that in place. Now, as far as this stickiness, I'm kind of doubtful. Nah. All right, so how about Nose V says he wasn't suggesting that I use this tape for that. I don't like how wide it is. If it, okay, if I put this tape under that wire and then put the screen on top, there's some clearance because of these pads. that prevent the screen from actually coming in contact with this double stick tape. I have, oh, this is more than I thought. Did not know that. Oh, when I pull up this side, no, it still has plastic on both sides of this guy. So if I were to, for instance, cut it so that it could adhere that wire all the way down, that seems okay. There are some sticky points still on this cable.
Read
Now,
chat, please.
what happens when I put the screen on top of this? The screen's going to hold that in place. So I think it only needs to hold in place long enough to do the assembly.
Read chat, please.
Yeah, Greg M says he would use simple adhesive tape. You mean like Scotch tape and put it over it? I guess that would be all right. Do I have narrow double-sided adhesive tape? That's possible. And Greg says yes, he would do that. But it is possible that I might have double-sided adhesive tape, but I doubt that it's that narrow. I've got this big box of all kinds of adhesive tapes and string and twine, all kinds of stuff. Okay, I have so much of this. I got way more than I'm going to ever use. So let's experiment a little bit. We're never going to need the pull and release capability of this. And I think I should take that off that way. So if I lay this out, I'm going to get some scissors.
Read chat, please.
Read chat, please.
Those last read chats. You don't need the glue all the way around the cable, just a few spots. Yeah, I'm with you on that. It's from Zavi. And Phil says the double-sided tape does not need to be the full length of the cable. Just gives it. Yeah, okay, they're both saying the same thing. I'm with you on that. And once I cut this tape, it's might be difficult to get that. No, you know what? I don't think it will be. I don't think it will be. So let's try this. I was going to say it'd be difficult to get the cover off. I don't think so. Set that down and then, oops, that's not what I want to do. Grab some Scotch tape. See if this is strong enough to pull that plastic up. And it is not. Okay. Can I coax it up with this? Yeah. Oh, easy. Okay, so I know how I can get those up. Yeah, the stretch thing is happening. should probably cut there. All right. Well, it was easy to, oh wait, that's because this is the one I did first. Started it up. That one. So I told you there's at the opening of the today's show, I said there's surprising a development that I'm happy of, disappointing development that I'm happy about. Switching from QuickBooks Online to FreshBooks. I have abandoned FreshBooks. It just became too much trouble. It is not a real accounting or bookkeeping system. I have background in accounting, and I want the capabilities of a real accounting system. What really became, well, there were a few things that were deal breakers, but everything that I tried to do, every different thing that I tried, in invoicing, it had problems I had to work around. Time slips had problems I had to work around. Recording expenses had problems I had to work around. Markups were a problem. Customizable invoices were a problem. Emailing invoices, it can only take one email address. Some of my clients have 2 or 3 people they want my invoices emailed to. Just every time I turned to do something else, I had to figure out some kind of workaround. And then when I do expenses, see, I manage my entire life, my business and my personal, from QuickBooks Online. Not in separate company files. I don't have to keep them separate. I'm a S Corp flow through. I can commingle stuff as long as I do the proper accounting for it. So with recording expenses, if it's a personal expense, I want to record that in a drawing account. A drawing account is not what FreshBooks understands. FreshBooks would only let me record expenses to like cost of goods sold, office expenses, meaning business expenses. Would not let me assign them to drawing categories. So the only way that the workaround for that was to create a special expense account that I would periodically go back into where it does do journal entries and move the money from that account into equity accounts. Just too many workarounds. So I aborted and I've gone back to QuickBooks Online and now working with AI
Read chat, please.
to try to fix my frustrations with QuickBooks Online. Marsman says, my QuickBooks Desktop 24 from Amazon with no Intuit account needed is working fine so far, if you remember from a month ago in my email to you. I absolutely do remember that, Marsman. And that was on my mind. But the problem with that is the reason I used to be QuickBooks Desktop The problem with that is I use multiple different computers. And so then you've got to have like you're going to have a shared, a computer that operates a shared database. So the other computers are accessing from there. What I was doing back in the day is I was synchronizing between my different computers and devices. So that's why I moved to QuickBooks Online. Right now, I've got everything set up in QuickBooks Online. I got a bunch of accounts that automatically download transactions. Just setting up each one of those is time consuming. So yeah, I'm not going to go back, but I appreciate the update about what you're doing. Okay, so let's get to here. Now, I haven't yet put the adhesive strip on for the monitor. I should be able to lay that cable down completely because that's how we were set up originally. I'm going to move my toolbox out of the way. Don't get in a hurry, Doug. Okay, so let's set that part down there, down there, around the bend. Looks like I barely put those in a good enough location. Now let's see. See if I get this turned the correct way. All right. Not manufacturer grade quality, but I think that'll do. Then this guy is going to go in right into those yellow corners. But this side of the screen looks fuzzy to me, and that side looks clear. Is that just the cheap quality of these cameras? Okay, so once I have the screen down, I have some freedom to get this through the right clip. It looks like it wants to come through those two right there. Camera's still in place. All right, I think we're gonna set that in place. Set that in stone. My recollection is that the pull tabs were right in this area here. So don't go up against this bracket because then there's no place to pull. So the pull tab was right here and the adhesive strip was down this way. These little tapes for the Wi-Fi antenna are pulling up. That one's completely exited the wire. I don't know if that's because I had pulled it up or if it wasn't in place to begin with. All right. let's see, this has plastic on both sides, so I can test fit it there. The pull tab, this plastic piece is going to come off. So the pull tab is that piece right on the end that
Read
does
chat,
not
please.
have adhesive. That needs to be exposed. Read chat from Marsman. I remember something about wires and hinges. Yeah, the installation instructions talk about how the wires need to go through the hinges in the correct way. So when we get to that, we're going to be careful about it. So I'm going to take the adhesive off of the first side. It's clear, it's obvious which side to remove the adhesive first. And then get it right up there to the top. Let's hold it down with this. Okay, and there's the part to peel off. Now the one that, the strips that came off were a little bit thinner, just slightly. And, but no, actually it's substantially thinner because this was the pull tab and the actual tape was not as wide as the pull tab. All right, so that one is exposed. Take the first cover off. It's not a level surface. It's got these ridges under here, but I think that's due to the wider tape. I don't think that's going to be an issue because those ridges, well, those ridges were perhaps holding the screen up a little bit. They could potentially, I suppose, cause the screen to be higher than what it was supposed to be. If it's an issue, I have extra tape. It's hard to get to. There we go. And then what I'm going to do here is set the corners into those yellow corner brackets. Get the wire in place. Someday, John Williams, I'm going to figure out what that is. 3, 21, and 23. All right. I think we're good there. Greg M saying you also still have the bezel, which also helps hold the panel in place. Yes, indeed. And instructions say don't put the bezel on until you test. Power on the computer and be sure everything's working before you install the bezel. The instructions also said to treat those surfaces with alcohol, which I did not do. Because I'm a rebel. I'm sure somebody just spit their coffee out. Hearing me claim that I'm a rebel. John Williams says, haha, just keep the points alive and rolling. All right, John Williams, just for that, this had occurred to me. Let's see, at John Williams, 23 points awarded. How about that? Now it brings you up to 36.23. Yeah, whatever. So I think to actually mount this to the computer and test operations.
Read chat, please.
We need to get the hinges.
Read chat,
connected.
please.
And let's see. John says, thanks, Doug. He says that, no. Oh, Marsman. That was a TV Western a long time ago. 23 was? TV Western a long time ago. There was a show called 24 that I was a fan of. I don't know it. TV Western called 23. I'm guessing that's not what he was referring to. Now, let's get some stuff cleaned out here. So because I still have these in order, I know that this was the last thing that I took off. And I took
chat, please.
this off last from the monitor, from the display panel. Greg M says, make sure the bolts on the new hinges are not too tight. Oh, yes, thank you. Oh, excellent one. Good one, Greg. So much so, I'm going to throw you some extra points. I could have easily forgot that one. Yeah, just loosening up on this nut on the end will reduce the amount of pressure that it takes to operate these hinges. And that'll put less stress on all the other parts. Now, you can kind of get to this nut while it's mounted, but can get to it better here. So where is my closest nut socket. Is it here? Oh, right here. Except, no, these aren't. Oh, yeah, it does. It does have nut drivers. Right out here. So what's the likelihood that one of those will fit? Yep, first try. It's a 5. Now I don't think I can get to it with this socket when it's mounted. That might be too much. These have to be pretty stiff to hold the weight of the screen. All right, so I'm going to want to test the strength of those before I get this all put together and buttoned up too tightly to where I can't make an adjustment. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one would have come off the right. No, it's not. This has to be over here. Yeah, because the nuts go towards the center. Okay, that one's going to go there. Oh, and this one still has the embedded nuts that were on the old back plate. Where is it? Here. Yeah, so that confirms the one that had the nuts broken out. We're on the right as we are viewing this. So I need to take those screws out. These going to spin. Yep. A way to hold them, keep them from spinning. Why am I forgetting the name of these? I don't mean why. What is the name? Sort of on the tip of my tongue.
Read chat please.
Anchors. Oh, you're referring to the nuts. Yeah, I was referring to this tool. These grippers, used a lot in surgery.
Read chat please.
Greg M. Oh, clamps, forceps. Is it forceps though? That might be. I was thinking of that word, but I knew there was a word that I've mistakenly use sometimes. Forceps. That might be it. Just don't want to hear me asking for a scalpel. All right.
Read chat please.
Hemostat. There we go. That's the word. I knew we weren't quite right on it. Yeah, that's right. This is a little bit weak on magnetism. Bill Stodd. They had a different name in drug use circles. What are you trying to tell us? Yeah, see how easily I picked up off of that magnetic pad now? Oh, yeah, there we go. Jim gives me the name Roach Clip. Let's see, did I not? I think I got that wire in there in the wrong place. Yeah, I'm sure it's not supposed to go there. If I can just back these out without taking them all the way out. That gave me enough movement. Yes, it does. Now I am going to be able to access these nuts up until the time that I have it more securely mounted in the computer, but I'm going to have to screw these hinges into the computer before I can really judge the tightness of those hinges. So don't let me skip that part. I'm not going to put the bezel on until after testing to make sure the computer operates. Okay. This one feels a little bit looser than this one. Let's see if I can't, if I try picking up the display panel, I can't pick it up without those hinges flexing, which tells me the weight of the screen is not going to be held with the strength of those hinges at the moment. So I think I need to tighten up a little bit.
Read chat please.
Try it in its normal use orientation. So that's be this way. So while it's vertical, it's not putting much weight on the hinges. If somebody were to open the lid up more to be able to see it while they're standing, that's the left hinge just gave way a little bit. And then if it go
Read
the
chat please.
other way, yeah, so when it's partially closed, like about here, that's still holding. And then as I go further, that's going to be more and more weight. Now the hinges are giving way and it closes. That's okay. I think that feels pretty reasonable. All right. All right, how about we take a little bit of an aside here and clean up that keyboard a bit. I just use eyeglass cleaner and a cloth. Oh, can you see how bad grungy that is? The O particularly. There's not any reason that this is easier to do while the computer's disassembled. This can be done when the computer's fully assembled and just turn it off. We almost were going to have, well, not no, we were going to have a computer and printer here today that we came across a weird symptom with it while working remotely, trying to fix that her printer was no longer working where it used to be working. So I went through a bunch of the standard things and it kept saying USB not connected. So I had to disconnect USB cable and reconnect it. We eventually got to the point where we thought that it was a bad USB cable. So she went and bought a new one. Look at that. She bought a new USB cable and it still didn't work. And I would display hidden devices in Device Manager and remove items there related to the printer. She'd disconnect the USB cable. We would not get an audible sound when she connected it. And it would not show up in Device Manager, except that it did show up down in the USB hub section with a name that was associated with the printer. And then a second try at that, it did not repopulate that item. So that's weird. So yesterday I went over there to pick up her computer, laptop, and the printer. And I was offering that I'll do it on, I'll do the repair for that on my show and not charge you for it. This was a home business. So she was thrilled with that. So I went over to pick it up. And I go to unplug the USB for the printer. Well, there's a few other things that we did first, but on the right side of the computer, the Type A USB cable was plugged into the RJ45 jack on the laptop computer. It's one of those where the cover kind of bends down, like opens a mouth to put in an RJ45 jack. Well, when that thing is closed, it has a similar size and shape to a USB Type A. That's where she had it plugged in. But I had her remotely plug it into other ports, and it still didn't work. So I think we might have had a combination of things going on. Greg M says, sigh. He's been there. He's had that. But wait, we're not done. We're not done. One of the other things that we talked about before getting to that point was she had a Bluetooth headset, earphones, the kinds that go in your ear, connected to the connected to the laptop to intending to charge it. And she said, how do I know if it's charged? And I said, well, they usually have some kind of indicator light on it. So she's got it plugged into the laptop, and I'm not seeing any light. So I want to unplug it from the laptop and have a closer look. So I reach around to the left side, unplug it. I have a closer look at it, and I can't actually see the light. Sometimes the lights, they just light through the plastic, a thin plastic. And that's all you get for a light. So you can't see that there's like a panel there for the light. So I don't see it. So I'm going to go plug it back in, right? It's a Type C connection. So I look around to the left side looking for the Type C port. There are no unoccupied Type C ports. I thought, whoa, what? I just unplugged it. There has to be a Type C port there. And looking things over, figuring out where in the world was this just plugged into? The only possible option is that it was plugged into a Type A USB port. And I said, no, that won't work there. There's no other Type C ports on the computer except for one where the AC adapter is connected to the laptop. I said, well, your laptop's fully charged now. Let's just unplug your power for the laptop, and we'll plug in your Bluetooth headset to that Type C port. See here where it fits? it's the right size. And so we plug it in, and right away a light appears. It starts blinking. Kensington lock. Yeah, it wasn't that one, but she'd asked about that one. Because she looked over on the right side of the computer and saw the Kensington lock port and said, "Well, isn't that a port where we can plug that in?" I said, "No, that's a different thing altogether." See, that was Greg saying, "What about the Kensington lock?" So at any rate, we plugged it in and the printer worked. We had spent over an hour remotely trying to fix that printer. And she said, "Do I just need a new printer? It's just 6 years old." I was reluctant to have her go out and buy a new printer because the new printers are such a nuisance to set up. Because they force you into creating accounts for this and that, for ordering ink automatically. And Doug, what are you doing there? Oh, I'm trying to clean this up a little bit. I don't think that's important, but he told me he has the key, but he's not concerned about it. I guess he never needs to type a D. All right, I'm going to let go of that for now. Let's see, this O is still kind of bad. So because the printer is working, obviously I didn't bring that computer and printer here today. Oh, yeah, all that stuff about the printer. So I did some conversations with an AI to see if it could come up with some solutions, and it did. It came up with a brother printers around $150 that you can, if you know what you're doing, set them up without installing all of their crapware and without creating accounts. And also for doing scanning, there's another free utility that can work, that will work with brother printers to do scanning, so that you don't have to use their full function software. Because if you want scanning from their printers, you got to use the full software suite. Okay, I said I was going to stop cleaning that up, and then I continued cleaning. Move along. John Williams, is it going to be missing a lot of keys once he throws it under the bus again? All right, now come back to here, and oh, I see what I did. Just throw the computer, Doug. More better. Oh, yeah, I got this wrong. This is the bottom of the computer. This does not close onto the bottom of the computer. Go this way. So there's the Wi-Fi wires, run around through there. This guy's going to plug into there. And
Read chat please.
John Williams, points for making you chuckle. Sure, John. Sure, I'll give you that. And that's the LOL button. It goes up at an angle like that. To get that flange under the hinge. And then down there. Then like that. I think I'll just put one screw in. Then connect things to see it work. Let's see, and I took the wireless card out. I don't need to do the wireless card for testing. Well, yes, I do. I need to make sure that the Wi-Fi is working. Because these are new wires, all right? Yeah. So let's do it that way.
Read chat please.
Marsman, I use only Epson all-in-ones, refurbished, clearance from Epson.com. When you say all-in-ones, do you mean the Echo Tank? All-in-one, that's a term usually used with computers. I'm not familiar with the term. Well, no, all-in-ones would be, yeah, oh, okay, I know what you mean now. They do use that, don't they, for printer, scanner, and faxing. Or copying, whatever they call all-in-one. Okay, I'm with you now. Let's see, which screw would be best? You know what? I did those. This way, I think. This bracket here was for the Wi-Fi, but I want to do hinges. This side, there's 1, 2, 3 screws. This side, 1, 2, 3. How do I have 4? Or did that slide over? Those screws all the same. Yeah, I think so. Ah, but these screws are thicker. They're wider than these.
Read chat please.
And there is a size indicated there, but this side does look wide and bigger to me. That last read chat was screw placements go into holes with triangle symbols next to them. Oh yes, because these holes happen with the bottom plate, don't they? That's good. Yeah, see, and that has captive screws. Good one. Good one, Greg. Points for Greg. And I think just this thinner one. Nope, it's not. He says, been there, done that. Why is this one just spinning? That did not feel good at all. But I wasn't wanting to put all the screws all the way in anyway. Is it going to tighten up? Yeah, it is. All right. So this side thinner? No. This side only has one. Oh no, it has two triangles. One of them's covered by a label, but it's not those screws. Oh, that's why I had 4 over here. I had all the screws for the hinges here. These screws are for the back plate. All right. Now we know. Okay. Battery is disconnected. Now that video that somebody referred me to, the one that I looked at today, when I took another look at his video, he had unplugged this one for the battery, whereas I unplugged this one. It's got the word bat here. The word bat looks closer to this one than this one. So now I'm thinking that this was the wrong one, because this actually looks like it's built into the battery. Yeah, I think I disconnected the wrong one. Well, I'm about to connect the screen. So did I already? I didn't put it down yet. But I recall when I first went into this computer, I thought somebody said this was the wrong one. I'm not totally certain about that. Well, hold on. It says, oh, there it is. I was thinking, where in the world do you connect the wires to? There's nothing on here to connect the wires to, but they're just so tiny right there. I'm going to have to anchor that guy down. But that can't be screwed down until I get the wires on.
Read chat please.
You connect to the tiny little circuits on the Wi-Fi board. Yeah, tiny little circles. Yeah, I couldn't see them. Are these smaller than sometimes? Because I didn't think they were usually that small. Oh, that's right. This is the new wire that came with the cover. That's why it has this plastic cover over it. They are labeled 1 and 2. Does the yeah, they're labeled main and auxiliary. Does anybody know if white is traditionally main or auxiliary? And does it matter? Main and auxiliary, it seems like they're both just antennas, aren't they? I'm thinking it probably doesn't matter, but I don't know that. Anybody know that? Fred says, I doubt it matters. See, I would usually look at a picture of how it was when I started. I got the black on the 1, which is auxiliary, and then main is labeled as 2.
Read
All
chat
right.
please.
White main, black auxiliary. Ah, that's what I did. I did it right. So I'm going to assume, Arnold, that you just looked that up for me. So I'm going to throw you some points. Thank you so much for doing that. I don't know if that means that it matters. Okay, then I got I already connected the display. So now let's connect these guys. This is a ZIF, zero insertion force, zero insertion source, however you want to say that. There's a lever that pulls up. There's a plastic tab on here to help you put it in. And there's this black line across that blue tape there that lets you know that you have it all the way in. When you close this, that black line should be exactly aligned with the edge of that flap. And which way does this one go in? Oh, this goes in this way. This is not a zero insertion because you got to give it some force to push it in. There's no locking flap to close down on it. At least that's my understanding of the difference in the terms. Okay. Oh, I told you he did not give me his power adapter, which meant we would not be able to take it out of maintenance mode, but we never put it into maintenance mode. So I think we'll be okay with that. So let's just open it this way. I'm not going to set this down. And checking the strength of the hinge is there, the tightness of the hinge. At this level of right there, it'll hold. We come towards the acute angle. There it's still holding. And then it will fall down. So it'll hold itself in normal viewing. Of course, it's the display panel is holding the base, but there's similar enough weight, I think. All right, so power button over here. I have no idea if his battery was going to
Read
holding
chat
charge.
please.
You need to route the antenna cables in their place first. I don't think I need to route them before I can test. I need to route them in order to assemble the rest of the computer together. But it should power on with those the way they are. Try the power button again. Power button feels a little wonky. Yeah, I have no idea if his battery holds juice. Takes a barrel connector for AC. Go ahead, Doug, just push stuff off onto the floor. See if we care. Yeah, I'm going to have to say the battery's not working. I'm satisfied with the tightness of the hinges. See, at this point, I don't think I'd be able to make adjustments. Oh, yeah, I can. Yeah, I could. All right. So let's go ahead and route these cables. I'm going to look closer at what happens in that hinge area when this opens. That's all fine. Let's see, these routing tabs here are fairly obvious. Like a slalom course. I did notice in that video that the guy put the Wi-Fi cables underneath this ribbon. That would kind of hold them down in place. So to accomplish that, I think I'll just open this ZIF connector. And get a little more room there.
Read chat please.
Tape the wires down, says Chris. I don't think I'm a fan of that. I don't see any need to put another horn substance in here. if it comes loose through temperature changes and such, gets sucked into the fan. I don't see anything here that's a problem with how these cables are. So no, I don't see any need to do that. Now I could wait for my grandson to come over with the power adapter before putting the bezel on. I think I do not want him to come over without the power adapter. I want this tested before it goes home with him. All right. Got everything connected. So I'm about to put the bottom on. Am I missing anything? Hinges, hinge covers. That's right.
Read chat please.
Greg M. Is the heat tink clear of gotcha, aka dirt and dust bunnies? Heat sink. There's a hair. Fan looks really clean. Yeah, there's no dust around here. Pretty clean looking. Okay. And then those screws were for the back panel. Gooch collector, Jim. Remember, some of these screw holes were unoccupied. And we lost that one. This one's just spinning over here. That one tightened up. Oh, John Lewis saying an older 2012 Dell notebook. He had a button on the front of the motherboard to indicate the notebook is opened or closed to run, implying that maybe it wasn't turning on because it knew the back cover was off. I think that's what he's implying. So there it's completely assembled. That lid is very easy to open. Oh, and this is a design where when you open the lid, it actually raises the back of the computer up off of the ground. And I have found those to be particularly susceptible to breaking hinge-related parts. And that adds to the significance of those hinges. Right now, the bezel is not holding all of this, is not helping hold all this stuff in place. So I'm going to be a little bit careful with it. Try the power button again. Nope, nothing there. All right, so I think we're done with that. The only other thing is the possibility that I have a power adapter. It is significantly possible that I do. And it's just a question of how long it would take me to retrieve it. It's got a couple more snaps that happen, so double checking the screws. They're all good. This hinge covers looks fine. Yeah. I think we're done there. Okay, let me go take a little gander at chat. Participants. Yeah. If you don't see your name here, it's because you haven't chatted within the last 5 minutes and you're no longer gaining 50 points per minute. Hello, Arnold. Hello, Greg M., Jim, John and Lewis, John Williams, Phil Stodd, and Scott. What do you think some more names are going to pop up here? Here we go. Jeff Ryman, Chris Garrett. See if I recognize who other names pop up. Thank you for being here, everybody. I appreciate it. So nice to see your
Read
same
chat,
names
please.
and smiling faces every week. And Chris Garrett says, I am here. Yeah, I see you. I sees you. All right. I had come across a couple things
Read chat please.
this morning.
Read chat please.
Let's see, those read chats.
Read chat, please.
Got a few of them here, huh? Marsman, job's all done, he says. Thank you. John Doug, thanks for the live stream today. Good to see you. How much would you charge a client for this job? Let's see. How much of the job, what are we going to call the job? It's probably going to be $200 or $300. By the time that you consider, let's see, the diagnosis, what was our diagnosis? Oh, the hinges were broken. So disassemble it, find the parts, order the parts, receive the parts. I've probably spent more than 3 hours of time but that significantly due to talking through it on YouTube as a YouTube presentation. Going through the instructions on the manual, looking for YouTube videos, I think those are all reasonably chargeable too. When I have a client with a situation like this, you might say, oh, is it worth spending that much money on a laptop? Well, I have that conversation with them. I'll offer them, we could get a new laptop. If we repair this, we don't know how long it's going to be before it has something else go wrong. But just because it's marginally worth it, that is not enough justification for me to penalize my business. My business has to be financially successful in order for me to stay in business. And that doesn't, I'm not going to pick and choose where I'm going to lighten up charges. There are some times that I lighten up charges, but I don't see anything. Well, okay, I would not charge them for the time I spent having ordered the wrong part. I would eat that bit of it. And when I turn to work on a computer for a client, I'm doing this all for each job that I do. I start a time slip, put in the time that I'm starting. When I'm done with it, I put in the time that I stopped. And if there were times that I was not working on that project when I was working on something else, then I'll deduct that amount from their time charge. But I try as much as I can to charge for the work that I do. Wait a minute. Has it been 2 hours? Oh my gosh, it has. I was going to move on to another topic. Well, I know I went slower with that than I would if I was just focused on it by myself. And I would have looked closer at the other videos on the subject. Probably would have looked back at my own video. And if I were doing this without doing it on YouTube, I would have been taking pictures. Pictures, it's a whole lot easier to go back and look at the pictures than go back and look at a video. Geez, I cannot believe it's been 2 hours. Are you sure? All right. Yeah, I guess so. So, I already told you about that. Dell is not making me return that. The other things that I had lined up, they're not important. All right, so I'll let it go. Arnold says, go ahead, please continue. Now, I got to move on and get other things accomplished today. So there's the email address. You can send a question. You can send a story about an issue that you ran into recently, and I don't have anything stacked up. Oh, there is a question from Carrie Holzman from last week's video, but I don't have enough time now to address that. It's a very interesting question. But it's deserving of longer time, so I'm going to hold on to that. All right. Have a great weekend, everybody. I will catch you later. Goodbye.
That's all, folks.
Tune in, days a week for Windows support, the help you seek. Send an email, leave a comment, join the chat. Our tech-savvy crew is where it's at. Not just me, but a whole community, helping you solve tech mysteries. With friends who are here almost every day, we love to chat and help you find your way. So subscribe now, be part of the team. For Windows support and more than you dream. Join the fun, don't miss a single stream. At LiveWindowsTraining-DougBetts or simply where tech support supreme. Where tech support supreme. Tune in, days a week for Windows support, the help you seek. Send an email, leave a comment, join the chat. trustworthy crew is where it's at. Not just me, but a whole community, helping you solve tech mysteries. With friends who are here almost every day, we love to chat and help you find your way. So subscribe now, be part of the team, for Windows support and more than you've dreamed. Join the fun, don't miss a single stream. At LiveWindowsTraining-DougBetts, or simply more deeply, the dealer tech support supreme. We're tech support supreme. We're tech support supreme. Tech support supreme. We're tech support supreme. We're tech support supreme. We're tech support supreme.